Gang, what's up? It's Trollbot.EXE and welcome back to Trollbot Studios. And welcome to a new video where I explain the all-important question, what is Tokusatsu? When you look at this image, tell me what do you think of first. If you said Power Rangers, then you're dead wrong. Dead wrong. The picture I'm showing you is actually of Kamen Rider ZX. ZX originally debuted in the TV special Birth of the 10th Kamen Riders All Together, aka Kamen Rider ZX, because he never got his own television series, and Toei and everybody else just treated the special as a one-episode season. Now, look at this image. If you say it's Power Rangers again, you're kind of right, but not entirely. The image consists of the Bioman from the 1984 Super Sentai series Shodenshi Bioman, which was originally chosen to be adapted into what would have been Power Rangers, or Bioman as that would have been called. Okay. Now I've stalled for long enough and let me tell you what exactly Tokusatsu is. Tokusatsu is a Japanese genre that fits into the much wider science fiction genre. It's typically defined by heavy use of practical effects, such as guys in rubber suits, plastic suits, IRL pyrotechnics, explosions, and stuff like that. It's a genre that, while it doesn't have a particularly big following in the US, it is huge in Japan, thanks to franchises like Ultraman, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai of which was adapted into Power Rangers. Fun fact, when Super Sentai was beginning to be adapted into Power Rangers, they chose to adapt Super Sentai's 16th season as it was the newest at the time. That 16th season being Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger, or Galaxy Rangers as they called it. Why would you call it that? It had nothing to do with space! So, from now on, I'm just gonna refer to it simply as Galaxy Rangers. Galaxy Ranger footage was primarily used in Season 1, even though the main costumes were used throughout Season 2 and Season 3. The villains were also reused from Galaxy Rangers. All they did, really, was replace all the human footage with the actual Rangers with new footage featuring the new American cast. Oh, and they also completely dubbed over the soundtrack. Okay, now let's talk about Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider is a Japanese television series which, like Super Sentai, is really big in Japan. Actually, it's a lot larger than Super Sentai. Super Sentai is considered the sister series to Kamen Rider, as Kamen Rider was debuted in 1971 and Super Sentai debuted in 1975. The installment of Super Sentai that would eventually be adapted into Power Rangers wouldn't come until 1992. Kamen Rider actually got adapted in the US as Kamen Rider Black RX was adapted into Saban's Masked Rider. We do not talk about that. Later on, Kamen Rider Ryuki was adapted into Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, a much better show than Masked Rider. Currently, the franchise's newest series is Kamen Rider Geats, while for Super Sentai, the newest incarnation is Osama Sentai King-Ohger. Now, let's talk about Ultraman. Ultraman, unlike Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, was not created by Toei, but rather by Tsuburaya Productions. Tsuburaya Productions was founded by Eiji Tsuburaya, one of the many co-creators of the monster Godzilla. The Ultra franchise actually debuted way back in 1966 with Ultra Q, while Super Sentai debuted with Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger, and Kamen Rider debuted with Kamen Rider. The Ultra series focuses on aliens giving humans powers to fight against other aliens. I think I gave you guys the entire rundown of the Ultra series in general. Now, let's talk about the history of Tokusatsu. Beta forms of Tokusatsu have existed since the 1940s and 50s, but the first example of what would become the Tokusatsu genre was a little film called Godzilla, released in 1954, or as it's now called, Godzilla 1954. The special effects developed by Eiji Tsuburaya will eventually form into the Tokusatsu genre. Tokusatsu wouldn't really hit big on TV until 1959's Moonlight Mask, created by Toei. But the first time Toku really became big was with, as I said, the Ultra series, more specifically Ultraman. While Ultra Q was a big hit, Ultraman allowed Tokusatsu to become mainstream, eventually leading to Kamen Rider, which saw a rise in transforming heroes, and Super Sentai, which saw a rise in transforming team heroes. The Toku fan base in the US was only a thing in territories like Hawaii and California, mainly due to subtitled broadcasts of shows like Go Ranger, Battle Fever J, and Kamen Rider V3. Fun fact, it was only with Power Rangers in 1993 that the Toku fan base was even a thing. And funny enough, people didn't really know what Toku was, hence the video you're watching right now. So, long story short, Godzilla helped create a whole new genre, more subgenre, and it had an even bigger impact than most people realize, which is saying something. And that's the end of the video, folks. Next time I am covering Godzilla stuff. So in the meantime, later, fools!